Hello everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing the DJI Mavic 3. I got this yesterday. I bought it off Facebook for $1,500. You can get it at other places for more. I got a pretty good deal on it. It was brand new when I bought it, but I opened it because when you have expensive drone, it's hard not to play with it. Normally everything's got the wrapping and whatnot, but I just put everything back as best I could without putting the wrapping back over it because I did not want to do that. Okay, so first it comes with a couple extra propellers, one of the clockwise and one of the counterclockwise. We've got the drone here, and this is actually something that I really liked, is it's got a nice little cover on it that doubles as a gimbal cover, which is actually pretty nice. Most of the drones that you buy from DJI will probably have a back cover back here and then a separate gimbal cover. But this does a really good job with keeping the propellers held in the right position, which is super nice. I actually really like that. Because normally you have to buy something from a different seller, like off Amazon or whatnot. So right now you can get this drone. I think you can get the base drone. This is what this is. This is the single battery for either $1,800 or $2,200 right now. Yeah. All right. So let's look at what we got here. So we got ourselves the DJI regular controller for this thing. It looks identical to the DJI Mavic Air controller, which I also have. I'll be doing a review on that shortly. I have the Mavic Air too. You can see it's got an assertion of paperwork in here and instruction manuals, which I've read. And another one that just doesn't want to come out. Woo! You know what? I'll give it one last try. And yep, you're staying in there. Okay, something that was really interesting that I found pretty cool is how this thing charges. So you can buy, if you have the Fly More, it'll come with an external charger. But I had the controller charges USB-C, and I don't think I have the Mavic Air 2 Fly More, so I always charge it externally. So I don't know if you can charge a drone with the USB-C, but this thing's main charging is with USB-C right back here. It's pretty cool. Come on. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we got ourselves the remote charger, which you might be like, oh, why didn't they include a block? Well, DJI is super nice, and they thought of that. Let's see, there's also, if you know the controllers, they got the joysticks down here in the bottom, so they're easy to take out. They're easy to take out. There we go. And you just screw them in. But they come with a second pair because, as you might imagine, these are super easy to lose. So you got yourself a second pair in here. Pretty sweet. All right. So let's put all the other stuff back. Just put it back in there. Now let's look at the main event. Bottom. Nothing special down there. So let's look at this. So right off the bat, you can see that the drone has a very upgraded obstacle avoidance system. Those cameras are crazy looking. If you remember on the older drones, you get cameras that look like this, and those themselves look bigger than the other cameras that I remember. But they are way better. And this one has the unique 360-degree obstacle avoidance. So if you crash this, I don't know how you crash this. All right. So here's our big camera. So this thing is a dual lens camera. One that has a 5.1 K camera, which is the big bottom one, and the top one is a 4K half-inch sensor. Well, this is a 4/3 inch, so it's a really big sensor. Well, this is only a half-inch, but the top one has a 16 times optical zoom, which is in 4K, and let me just tell you, that's insane. So the gimbal works so well, it's not even funny. So long distance zooming, if you don't know about it, is super hard to stabilize. When you try to stabilize, if you take a regular point and shoot camera and put it at its max zoom, like I have a, actually could review that. It's a little bit older, but who cares? It's got a 60 times zoom. If you move it at all, it's just like, it just shakes everywhere. So you have to use a tripod when you're in that much of a zoom, or you look like you can't really hold it very well, which I look like anyway, because, yeah. Okay, so let's fold this thing out. So this is where a tripod would have came in handy, but I didn't think ahead. So, let's switch hands. Each of these just fold out. Move this over here. It's interesting though. The way this thing locks is it's got a little clip here, and this top piece is magnetic. So when you put it on here, it goes like this. And then it just is magnetically held there, which is pretty cool. The one thing, I've had a couple of the previous boxes. One thing that I didn't like about this box is the fact of when you open it, it's permanently opened. There's no way to shut it. Yeah, I found that kind of annoying. I don't know if other people would, but that was just something I didn't like. All right, it's not like we're gonna be flying the box though. So we'll just be messing with this. I'll just keep on unfolding it as carefully as I can because I'd like my drone. Normally I'd just be doing this with two hands, but for this video I have one hand on the camera. I'll just set this. Yes, that might have worked. I put it under my chin. And there we go. Now we are folded out. And you can see this is where you charge it. And just push that in. You just pull it out and it pops out like that. And you just push it in when you want to charge it. Got your big old battery. This drone has an insane flight time. So the previous drones claimed they had about a 36-minute flight time, like the Mavic Air 2. In reality, you got about 27 minutes. With this drone, it claims to have a 46-minute flight time. I think that's what it is. But in reality, you get about 40 minutes, which is crazy. And this is why you just take the battery out by pushing these two side things. And this battery is huge. This reminds me more of the Phantom batteries. And it weighs a lot. These batteries, though, are so expensive. One battery is like $200. Which, if you're into the Inspire series, you're like, ha! Us with $400 batteries. Yes. Yes, that's expensive. Alright, let's just... See, this is another thing that's kind of annoying. You have to really push it in there. But, I mean, it's kind of easier than some of them. Like the Inspire series batteries are kind of a pain to push in, but these ones you just gotta give a little bit of love to. So, oops. So the propellers, I noticed when taking off, if they're folded like this, you get a bit of shaking from this when it spins. So I just like to twist them out like that. I'll just show you that when I take it off. So let's look at the bottom. And they've upgraded the bottom sensors, as you can see, the bottom cameras. Just get a better position there. There we go. So these now have those big old sensors, as you can see. Really nice. It's also got the new LED lights, which I'll see actually how good those work in a different video when I'm reviewing all the inside parts. So I'm just doing an external review of everything. So now we've got a pretty good look at everything. So let's go fly it. I actually have to grab another cord because I have a OtterBox on my phone, and this cord that comes with it, let me just pop this out. And it comes with 3 different cords. One's USB-C, one is the Android micro USB, and the third is a flash cable. And my flash cable actually came installed in here. When I first looked at it, I was like, they didn't include a lightning, I always called a flash cable. They didn't include a lightning cable. No, I can't do it with my iPhone, but they did, and it was just hiding in here. See, the problem with this, though, is it doesn't fit in my iPhone case. So I had to buy a second cord. I bet a bunch of people had this problem. But, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. All right. So now I'm going to get the different cord, and we're going to take it out and go fly a little bit. I won't be going into everything. I'll just show you, like, the Explorer mode and some video from it, because that 5.7K video is going to look really good. It'll be, I think I'll have to scale it down to 4K just to make it fit with everything, but it should look really good. So we're going to get everything set up. I'm going to grab the cord and we're going to fly it. So next time you'll see it, you'll be looking through the drone's eye. So let's get to it. First, we're going to make everything unfolded like that. I just like these unfolded versus the folded one because there's just a lot of propeller. And when it goes like that, the whole thing seems to shake. If you've watched videos, when these start, the whole drone shakes a little bit. But when you have them unfolded already, it doesn't get that. So I'm just thinking, why not relieve a little bit of unnecessary stress? Because it is an expensive drone, so you might as well keep it good as long as you possibly can. Yeah. So I already charged it. The charging takes a little bit. It takes, I think it took 2 hours, if I remember right. When they come from DJI, the batteries themselves are pretty dead. They're like completely dead, and you have to charge them for a while. It's funny, the remote though came with like half battery. I don't know if the battery came with half charge and you just had to plug it in to activate it or what, but yeah. And the updates. As soon as you start it up, you get the glorious updates. I had 2 updates. They weren't too big. They were just like 360 MB, and the intelligent flight was just like that wasn't very big. It was like 20 MB, I think. Still took like a half an hour though. Yay, sucky Wi-Fi. All right. So same controllers, the DJI Mavic Air 2. Not the same drone though. So now we're going to take a look at it outside. We're just going to do a basic look through all the features. I'll do a more in-depth one later. So let's get out there. One of the initial things I'm noticing with this drone is that it seems to take a while to connect to satellites. I have the DJI Mini 2, and it seems to do that relatively quickly.
Please check it on the map.
This takes a little bit. Just want to give that a little bit of a note. So now I'm connected to an ample amount of satellites, so it'll allow me to take off. So, yeah. All right, before I can even begin, the area I'm in has a geo zone, but you can unlock it. It's really easy. So to do that, we'll just do the normal takeoff, and it'll say aircraft is in authorization zone. It tells you the authorization zone, and we'll click unlock. Click the 3 check marks. You're agreeing to all their stuff. Click OK. And there we go. Now we are ready to fly. All right, we are ready to take it off. Got my phone connected. Got that different cord because the original one doesn't work with my case. I have all the propellers unfolded and ready to go. So let's start. I like to start it by going like this, putting both to the center. That way I can know the propellers are on. And those are actually spinning super fast. It's just the frame rate makes it look different. There we go. An initial thing I will say is how quiet this drone is. I got the DJI Mavic Air 2, and it's a lot more noisy than this. Just something that I wanted to note. It's got like a higher pitch, I guess. Well, this is a lower pitch. Just something that's pretty interesting. Alright, now let's get into the drone. Alright, so now we're looking through what the drone sees. And as you might already notice, it looks quite a bit better than any of the previous models. And that's because it streams 1080p at 60 frames, which is pretty insane. So, first off, you can see its sensors are already able to detect the ground with some relatively good precision. As soon as I'll get close to it, see it's already sensing me. Walk all the way around it, and you can just see it show you where I am all the time. Pretty sweet. I'll put my hand above it. You can see the upward sensors are detecting my hand. Good for a moment. You don't see it anymore. Yeah, the upward sensors didn't detect my arm. Interesting. Alright. So, I'm not going to be doing too much of an intensive review on this. I'm just going to be showing you some of the basic things, doing some video quality and stuff like that. So, the first thing that literally everybody wants to see with this drone is that 28 times zoom. It's 14 times optical and 28 times digital. So, as you can imagine, that looks really good. So, to start that, you click the little spyglass, the binoculars right here. That'll enable explore mode. So let's find something to look at. Alright, that looks good over there. So we got our neighbor's cows. So let's get that zoom on. Hold on, I'm too close. Oh, that's the ground. Let me get up a little higher, then you won't have to hear that. There. So as you can see, it can still detect the ground pretty well. So let's look at those cows. So we're at 2 times zoom now. 4 times. And this is still digital. Once we get to this though, now we're using that second lens. 7 times. 14 times. And we're still in optical. 28 times. Now we've gone to digital again. So as you can see really, really far. You see the neighbor's turkeys over there. Chilling inside that little area he's got for them. And once we zoom out, you can see what a difference that makes. Yeah. Let me just... Looks better when you bring it out slow. So let's go nice and fast all the way into the big one. There we go. Let's bring it out fast. Pretty sweet. Alright. So now that we've done that, let's record some video. Well, first I'm going to go a little bit higher and show you what it looks like from farther away, because it looks pretty cool. So let's look at that little shack right there. So just click that and zoom all the way in on that. Bam. Oh, we're not even full zoom. There we go. You can easily see that. It's pretty nuts. You can get right up next to that, and that's super far away. Let's look at something a little bit farther away. Let's look at that house way over there. Man, now you can see some cows, the truck. You can see a lot of stuff. And we're really far away. All right, so now that we've got the zoom down, as you can see, it looks really good. Let's try really far away. We'll look at the buttes over here. Get some zoom in on them. And we can see really far away with this. It looks pretty cool. Right now is a bit of a cloudy day, so it's not the clearest, but it still looks pretty good. And this gimbal though, oh wow, bird. Look at that bird. That bird's like super far away. All right, but that gimbal is able to record, able to stabilize the video so well. It's pretty crazy. As I said earlier, when you do long range video or any kind of videography, and you're using a zoom lens, any movement makes the camera video shake like crazy. So the fact that it's able to do that so well is pretty cool. All right, so now let's get some video. I'll show you some video and some pictures. I'll take some video with that 5K camera and show you what it looks like. So let's do that now. Just to show you how quiet the drone is, I have here a Destiometer to show you how loud it is. So, literally right next to it, this is how loud it is. My voice is louder than the drone. Standing at about 10 feet away, pretty quiet. Pretty nuts. Alright, well, we've had a pretty good flight time. It lasted about 30 minutes, 36 minutes or so. I was flying it pretty rigorously. And now the controller's telling you to land it. As you can see, it is now dead. So, land it. All right, so that pretty much is it. I'll have a couple more videos on it, going into its insides and all the goodies on it, like its active track and stuff like that, because its new obstacle avoidance systems are crazy. But for now, this was just gonna be a little quick review, still probably 15 minutes long or so, but it goes over most of the stuff. I can do a comparison video eventually. I'll do one between my Air 2 and this. So, all right, well, this will end the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This drone is insane. It's a bit pricey, but for what you can do with it, it's pretty crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys all later. Bye.